So yesterday we read a scripture about King Belshazzar, who was the son of Nebuchadnezzar, and what befell of him after sinning against God. And today, my name is Janet. Please subscribe to this channel. Give the video a like if you like it, and support the channel in that way. So, if you are new here, you are welcome. And if you are returning, welcome back. Let's read chapter number 6 of Daniel. Daniel chapter number 6. It pleased Darius to set over the kingdom 120 satraps to be over the whole kingdom, and over these 3 governors, of whom Daniel was one, that the satraps might give account to them, so that the king would suffer no loss. Then this Daniel disguised himself above the governors and satraps, because an excellent spirit was in him, and the king gave thought to setting him over the whole realm. So the governors and the satraps sought to find some charge against Daniel concerning the kingdom, but they could find no charge or fault, because he was faithful, nor was there any error or fault found in him. There was no error or fault found in Daniel. Then these men said, "We shall not find any charge against this Daniel, unless we find it against him concerning the law of his God." When people want to trap you, when people want to put you down, but let me tell you, when they try your God will always protect you. But let's listen in. So these governors and satraps thronged before the king and said thus to him, "King Darius, live forever. All the governors of the kingdom, the administrators and satraps, the counselors and advisors, have consulted together to establish a royal statute and make a firm decree that whoever petitions any god, petitions any god with a small g, all man, for 30 days except you, O king, shall be cast into the den of lions." When will people ever learn not to joke around with God? He's all powerful. He's almighty. So there are gods with a small g. They are still continuing with these gods. Anyway, for 30 days, if anyone doesn't, whoever petitions any god or man for 30 days except you, O king, shall be cast into the den of lions. Now, O king, establish the decree and sign the writing, so that it cannot be changed according to the law of the Medes and Persians, which does not alter. So they wanted to be made, the law to be made, and therefore the King Darius signed. He signed with written decree. So Daniel, people are looking to see what your God can do. Is our God powerful? Is our God powerful? And why were kings listening to some of these suggestions from their juniors, if I may ask, and signing decrees just like that without consulting? But I think humans, when it comes to somebody telling you, "We will worship you," you as a human being, I don't know what happens to power. Everyone wants to be worshipped. And now, let's hear what he does. Now, when Daniel knew that the writing was signed, he went home, and in his upper room, with his windows open towards Jerusalem, he knelt down on his knees 3 times that day and prayed and gave thanks before his God. And as was his custom since early days, 3 times he went and knelt down, 3 times that day. Then these men assembled and found Daniel praying and making supplications before his God. And they went before the king and spoke concerning the king's decree. Have you not signed a decree that every man who petitions any god or man within 30 days except you, O king, shall be cast into the den of lions? Did you sign that? How will they benefit? Let's see. The king answered and said, the thing is true, according to the law of the Medes and Persians, which does not alter. It does not alter because it's already signed. So they answered and said before the king, that Daniel, who is one of the captives from Judah, Daniel the captive from Judah, does not show due regard to you, O king, or for the decree that you have signed, but makes his petition 3 times a day. He opened his window so that they can hear him. If you lock the window, the sound may not come out. But Daniel decided to open the window and face towards Jerusalem and knelt before his God and said his normal prayers 3 times a day. So, let's hear. And the king, when he heard these words, was greatly displeased with himself, and set his heart on Daniel to deliver him. And he labored till the going down of the sun to deliver him. Let's go back to 13, verse 13. So they answered and said before the king, that Daniel, who is one of the captives from Judah, does not show due regard for you, O king, or for the decree that you have signed, but makes his petition 3 times a day. 14. And the king, when he heard these words, was greatly displeased with himself, and had set his heart on Daniel to deliver him, and he labored till the going down of the sun to deliver him. Then these men approached the king and said to the king, know, O king, that it is the law of the Medes and Persians, that no decree or statute which the king establishes may be changed. So you see, the king had trouble. Something was telling him, hey, what am I going to do? But because he signed the decree, his men were after him, and they were telling him, king, you did sign. Why are you not acting? So the king gave the command, and they brought Daniel and cast him into the den of lions. But the king spoke, saying to Daniel, your God, whom you serve continually, he will deliver you. Then a stone was brought and laid on the mouth of the den, and the king sealed it with his own signet ring, and with the signet of his rods, that the purpose concerning Daniel might not be changed. Let us see, and let the king see what our God does. But can you imagine that Daniel was brought and put in the in the den of lions, and the signet was brought so that it seals everything? Wow. So should I say wow, or should I say oh my God? Now the king went to his palace and spent the night fasting, and no musicians were brought before him. Also his sleep went from him. Then the king arose very early in the morning. Very early in the morning the king arose. Early in the morning, and went in haste to the den of lions. And when he came to the den, he cried out with a lamenting voice to Daniel. The king spoke, saying to Daniel, Daniel, servant of the living God, has your God, whom you serve continually, been able to deliver you from the lions? These kings, they knew that our God is almighty, or Daniel's God is almighty and all-powerful. Yet they tried him. But this particular king was kind of disturbed, even after signing the decree. Sometimes people can make you do things that will give you sleepless nights. Things that will torture you, because the king did not even sleep the whole night. So he goes very early in the morning and asks, and by the way, when he put Daniel in the den, he told him, may your God, whom you serve continually, may he deliver you from the lions. That is what he told him. So he goes and calls very early in the morning, Daniel, servant of the living God, servant of the living God. So the king knew that God is the living God. Has your God, whom you serve continually, been able to deliver you from the lions? Then Daniel said to the king, O king, live forever. Imagine you put somebody in the lion's den and then you go calling. Maybe you are thinking, the lions, there's no way they may spare this guy. He must be mauled and eaten all over. But then he answers you and he calls you king. Live forever. My God sent his angel and shut the lions' mouths, so that they have not hurt me, because I was found innocent before him. And also, O king, I have done no wrong before you. Can you imagine how guilty would you feel if this happens to you? How guilty would you feel? You can imagine what the king felt. You know, he had not even slept the whole night. So the Spirit of God was disturbing him. And he knew that there is a powerful God that Daniel worships. 3 times every day, facing Jerusalem. Okay, so I had done no wrong. Now the king was exceedingly glad for him, and commanded that they should take Daniel up out of the den. So Daniel was taken up out of the den, and no injury whatever was found on him, because he believed in his God. May the name of the Lord be glorified. May the name of the Lord be glorified. And may people know that there is a powerful God. There is a powerful God who reigns sovereign. And this is our God. And the king gave the command, and they brought those men who had accused Daniel, and they cast them in the den of lions. Them, their children, and their wives, and the lions overpowered them, and broke all their bones in pieces before they ever came to the bottom of the den. Do you see what you make your people go through after sinning? They made decrees maybe in the absence of their wives and children, but now not even making the decree, because the decree was made by the king. But they suggested this to the king with an evil heart, so that Daniel can be hurt. But now it is them, their children, and even their wives that have died because of their I was about to say a bad word. Because of their sin. Then King Darius wrote to all the peoples, nations, and languages that dwell in all the earth. Or did he write? Peace be multiplied to you. I make a decree that in every dominion of my kingdom, men must tremble and fear before the God of Daniel, for he is the living God and steadfast forever. His kingdom is the one which shall not be destroyed, and his dominion shall endure to the end. Oh my God. He delivers and rescues, and he works signs and wonders. He delivers and rescues, works signs and wonders in heaven and on earth, who has delivered Daniel from the power of the lions. So this Daniel prospered in the reign of Darius and in the reign of Cyrus the Persian. Let everybody know that there is a powerful God, there is an almighty God in this earth. If God created heaven and earth, what roles are these that you are passing with an ill heart in order to punish somebody? Who is this who can tell you not to worship the God who created you and has given you power and strength to even wake up in the morning and talk? Daniel continued worshiping his God, facing Jerusalem 3 times in a day, because he knew the God he worships. And I'm very happy to hear that even King Darius knew that God is a powerful God. And now he has made this decree that in every dominion of my kingdom, men must tremble and fear before the God of Daniel. Can we be those people that people will say out there, that God of so and so, the God of so and so, the God of so and so? Can we have that? What do I call it? What do I call it? Can we be that faithful to our God that even as God, as people see us, they'll say, hey, the God of so and so, don't joke with that, around with that God. He's a powerful God. May his name be glorified and worshipped. That was Daniel chapter 6. It was a good story. And we are going to continue reading the Bible in the next one. Maybe tomorrow we will do another video concerning the visions of the four beasts. Please subscribe to the channel, give the video a like, please support this channel, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.